Livingston man, roll that beautiful beam footage.
We all gonna die. We all gonna die. We all gonna die. It's a we all gonna die Wednesday.
And just like that, it's We All Gon' Die Wednesday. Wisconsin farm boy Billy Gaddrell, Ghost Lincoln, Teresa Buchanan, 125, Southern Tier Prepper, Blackbird, The Prepared Irishman, Teresa Buchanan, Bad Blobber, Coffee First Then Speak, Paul J. Conroy, good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. Fantastic Wednesday here in the Hudson Valley. Every kind of weather you could want in a day, from freezing cold to rain to snow to extreme winds to warm. Today was a wild one here in the Hudson Valley. Blackfoot Wolf, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by tonight. Chief Dog, good to see you.
Give us 1 second, just glitch on for a second.
Oh. Second. Sharon Tamor, good to see you. Hope all is well. Noodlehead, good to see you.
Our audio is
Audio is what?
funny.
Oh, yeah. It's in stereo. That's what's
Why?
going on. Because it's in stereo. I'm coming through one side, and you're coming through another side, and that would be stereo.
Thank you for the explanation, but
Stereo, no?
that's what, not why. Just want to know why. Why does it change?
Interesting. How's it we looking? How we sounding? What do you guys say? Johnny Preps, good to see you, brother. Michigan Outpost, what's good? Skyhammer in the house. Rob K, what's up? Betty Lou, good to see you. Yeah, everything sound all right? 5x5 says Chief Dog. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. Nothing, nothing changed from last night. Wild. South Florida, what's up? 125. Perfect, as it should be.
There, that's what I
Look
want.
handsome. Thank you, Prepping
That's
Mantis.
what I want. Headphone users might have been wildly disoriented by that.
Quick, how did Vision meet Hecklefish? This is new to me, Paul. Not sure. Got some of his special goldfish gummies. Well, yeah, you'll have that. Good here, everything on. Fantastic. Kane Corso, good to see you. Mike, it's my birthday. We're on our way home from dinner. Little Woman
Happy
Homestead.
birthday.
Happy birthday to you, and hello to the whole Homestead, Little Woman Homestead clan. Hi, everybody. Sled Squad, what's up? Hope all is well. Not much snow left, Sled Squad. Sorry about that. The Hudson Valley here is, we be lacking in precipitation, Livingston man, for a long time. So if you're thinking about burning the ships, let's wait for a rainy day that it's not really windy, because this
still
big,
live in the
big
ship in the
fire, we don't
snow.
want to burn the whole place down. Irishman said you sounded like Max Headroom for a second. Cool.
That was
Right.
the glitch I told him to hang on for.
Yeah,
Right, but we
yeah.
should be good now. Yeah, we don't do the stereo audio. For whatever reason, every time we just turn on our program here, the settings are all wrong and
Everything
all
changes,
stupid.
man. Donald H. Huth says it was mostly sunny today with a high temperature of 72 degrees.
Shoot, dog.
Man, listen. XNYC, what's good, brother? Hope
Today,
good to see you.
Today in Livingston,
Tennessee.
was absolutely schizophrenic when it came to the weather. It was
Yeah.
it was cold in the morning. Okay,
Hi,
good
Eric.
winter. Then it was like a nice day. They were like, there's a wind advisory, but it wasn't windy at first. It was kind of
Yeah.
nice. The sun was
Yeah.
out, and then it got black, and it squalled. A snow squall blew
did,
in,
big time.
and then it got nice again, and then it did it again.
Yep.
And
it was actually, it just started snowing again when I pulled into the studio.
It's March weather.
And you guys know I've had some vehicle issues here recently, right? My truck is down. Still don't have the truck. So I borrowed the wife's car tonight, Livingston, man. And she was running all day, kids' college visits. You know, he's got to go all over creation, visiting colleges and checking out campuses and figuring out exactly where he's going to spend the next potentially 4 years of his existence.
He's going to live there? You're going to,
yeah, on campus. Yep. And
it's a big decision.
Absolutely. So you gotta really pay attention to these places and go and knuckle down the details. So big trip out there today to the school and had a nice visit and drove all the way home. And I borrow the car. I drive to the gas station and I'm going to put a little gas in the car, So I top the car off and go in and pay for everything and then come back out to leave. And it wouldn't start. And my heart sank.
Can you make the sound effect that you did before?
That's it, man. Nothing. I was...
Sound like somebody speaking Albanian.
Yeah, no. It was bad. My heart sank, and I was like, oh, no.
3 for 3, dude.
No. We're already down 2 cars.
Sorry about the macho. I forgot to button that top button there.
Man, I tell you what. I think tomorrow we're going to go trade that sucker in someplace. I'm telling you. I don't know. Maybe it's just
Dodge
not my
family. What's the takeaway here?
The takeaway is that I have had on that particular vehicle 164,000 worry-free, trouble-free miles through all weather conditions, with the nicest of amenities and an extremely cushy vehicle. It's been a workhorse for the family. My daughter attended school in a couple states away, so there was a lot of traveling back and forth for that. And the Irishman says, Mike, you might be the problem.
You ever drive with him?
Yeah, well, we got to get places.
When he came back from his trip that he took there, he's like, I blew up the motor, and I was like, I was literally not surprised. Like, actually, of course you did. Of course you did. Well, I expected nothing less, brother. Did it catch fire? No, I drove it home. You didn't even do good.
Yeah. Johnny says, sounds like Mike is the common denominator.
Time for you to start trucking around your little e-bike, bro. You need to simplify your shit.
It's something.
Well, let's steer the conversation then. Vehicle.
Burn the ships.
Burn the ships.
Burn the ships.
He burnt his. He burnt like 3 of them. Took out his whole fleet.
I'm telling you.
It was like Pearl Harbor on himself.
Blackbird says, hide the keys from Hudson. Juan Valdez is running scared. Thanks, crayons.
He destroyed his own Pacific fleet. All you've done is awaken a sleeping giant, though, I'm afraid. So at least you got that going for you.
So I
don't want to see my... What the fuck does computer show you?
So I am totally interested in vehicles. Fitbit's got one for sale. No, I'm just kidding.
Get you a skateboard.
Yeah, for real. Man, sounds like too much Ram, not enough Dodge. Well, that was my daughter. My daughter, she tends to Ram and not Dodge, so that's trouble. Livingston man may need to drive Mike to bug out your sister Marie. You're not wrong. I just
for all my bravado, I'm the most law-abiding citizen. I'm like a fucking vehicular code inspector when I'm on the road. I'm like, look at this guy.
Irishman, you cut it out, man.
Do we pass on the right, sir?
Prepper Book Club misunderstood the title and burned something else. Live your life, bro. You might want to open a window. Just saying. What's up, Prepper Book Club?
If you had to drag the shit pits out and light them on fire, you may be entitled to financial compensation.
That's true. Chief Dog's got a bridge for sale. Yeah. Johnny, you got Christmas mode in your car? Mine was definitely Christmas mode. The USDA has active warrants for MK Ultra for crimes against chickens and time bags. I forgot to share that here. I should have put that in the community tab today. The bags of eggs.
He's going into business.
Hilarious. Yeah. Best yolks around. Can't mess with them.
Expect a crackdown.
That's right. They're coming. They're coming for your backyard eggs and your backyard chickens.
You're on
right?
their radar, bro. We all, you know, I had mentioned to Mike, I was like, what if we called this?
Change the name.
We aren't gonna die Wednesday, because this whole we all are gonna die Wednesday thing, we've been wrong about that shit 110 fucking times tonight.
Yeah, but I didn't create it. I didn't create it to say everybody was gonna die Wednesday.
We aren't gonna die Wednesday.
So it's got a few meanings, right? We're poking fun. We're poking fun at all the fear mongers, right? I'm poking fun at the folks who. The full spectrum survival who tells you every day, you need to get in your basement right now. And the Canadian prepper telling you need to get in your basement right now. But before you do, you better order this stuff. Amazon will leave it at your front door before the apocalypse happens. Don't worry.
Pay my bills.
So that was step one, was kind of poke fun at the fear mongers. And then step two was, where nobody gets out of life alive, man. Nobody knows when your card's going to be pulled. You're just going to be life is short.
You're just a loot drop. You're just a loot drop. I'm gonna loot your
at some point.
I'm gonna press triangle and loot corpse. And steal your 13 fucking 38 rounds you had in your pocket. It's gonna be mine. Thank you for that.
Katrinka says the eggs were empty in the store this afternoon.
We went to the store, and also like the egg section was wrecked, and I don't think there's an egg shortage. This is one of those artificial things.
Listen, something happened locally, Livingston Man, that I actually have. I have insider knowledge.
I seen them run a train on the toilet paper and the paper towels and every other thing. When they tell you there's a shortage, all of a sudden people create. Life imitates art. Media's like, there's an egg shortage, and then people make sure to go ahead and buy all the eggs and then create the shortage that didn't exist until they were told to make it exist.
We're going to put that one right up there because that is hilarious, Mantis.
I don't even know who that is.
The prepping mantis. Full spectrum survival. Yeah, I know. That's rough.
No, Jay Creature, you know what? He just like his bougie beer drop, like he did me a favor. He just pawned off all this like horrible like pale ale and weird shit I can't pronounce. He did a weird like this whole like drop, like y'all got busted on blink cameras, like pulling off that like
for sure
espionage that you did. I mean, that was awesome.
Soldier, what's good, brother?
But actually, no, it sits in my pantry. I reorganized it and I still have it, but I have not drank it yet because. A lot of that stuff's not exactly up my alley either.
Donald H. Huth will be smoking my weed when shit hit the fan happens. Mike and the Livingston Man. Hey, it's going to be stressful. I get it. Deal with it anyway.
Listen, I already looked it up, Donald. We're coming to the Apopka, Florida Hospital basement. We're going to meet you there, dog. I already found it. I seen it. I know where we're going.
He's got it stuck in his GPS. He's ready to go. He's got his shit hit the fan coordinates down.
So bucket list in terms of
Devil
YouTube.
Dog.
Bucket list in terms of YouTube and all of our friends that we've made here so far.
Okay.
I want to do like
you go first.
Going down holiday road.
Okay.
Oh, and I want to go through the United States, and I want to like visit everybody, like all these people right here. I'm gonna stop through.
Yeah, and say what's up.
We're gonna sleep in the truck in your driveway and be off to But at the end, it's either. But I want to stop off. I want to see Donald. I want to imagine showing up, and I don't know where Black Star's been lately. It's high summer down there.
Yeah.
But
in Australia,
just showing up in Australia, like I think they wouldn't.
And kick it with Black Star Boys. That would be the most awesome epic adventure ever.
I think they wouldn't let me in.
Donald's all. He says, "Okay, I'm down, Donald. Let's go."
Bro, looked it up. Like you're on the itinerary. I've been plotting like this map. As we learn more about where people are located.
We already have our first invitation, Livingston Man. 7/5, so the day after the 4th of July, July 5th. Southern Tier Prepper says, "Be here." And I'll find out where here is.
A couple clicks of the mouse. I'll tell you why it's probably impossible.
See, he says it, but he means it.
July 5th is a Saturday.
All day.
And you know what? I guarantee that the wonderful place that I work at will be hosting someone's very special day that day. I heard people say things like, I heard the 4th of July weekend is better for traffic. And I'm like, 4th of July weekend better for traffic.
Better for traffic?
This guy said that shit. I heard him say it the one time. I was like the meme of the woman doing the math in her head because I was like,
yeah. Moldy Soldier says he's got a spot in Iowa. Right on, bro.
I ain't going to Ulster County. Ulster County is like this fucking ghetto, man. Ugh.
You're not welcome in Ulster.
Yeah, and I'm good. I have like a high. I had a high wanted level.
There you go. I found where July
there.
5th is Hunterin's 51st birthday. Right on. 51. Damn. Yeah, you have that. Better for a speeding ticket. Right on, Grit and Grace. Strategic ETCs. I'm late, but we can start now. Well, thank you for getting us back on topic. Strategic ETC. Welcome. And if you guys need medical training, right? You guys want to learn some CPR, some AED.
You segued into
some
first
aid,
ad right
some
now.
first aid. Well, it's not quite sponsored yet, but I am looking to the community to help sponsor some folks and maybe help lower the costs. So all donations from here until March 15th are going to go towards the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival Strategic ETC First Aid course. That's happening March 15th in the Facebook group. You can find the event in the Facebook group. It's listed right there, and you can sign up there. And Strategic ETC is putting it on. And the details are all in the group page. Check it out and get some quality medical training. I'll be there. I know a few other folks will be there. And Livingston, man, might actually be there. So do we want to burn the ships or do they want to burn the ships, says Katrinka. So the term burn the ships, right?
I went with your title. I was like, okay, but I was hoping that you would elaborate.
So I want you to give us the historic instances of burn the ships. In history, when they would
the first thing that comes to mind is a Viking funeral.
Well, not quite a Viking funeral, but when you bring your forces ashore, and you turn and you look at your generals and you tell them, burn the ships. That means that there's no turning around. There's no giving up. There is no surrender. Ronnie Braun, I see you.
Doesn't that sound a little authoritarian to you? Like
it does, but I think I want to.
The Soviets called those blocking detachments. They would set up machine guns behind the frontline soldiers, and anybody that retreat got mowed down anyway.
Absolutely.
Do go on.
So my premise of burn the ships is if you are planning on bugging in and you are castle this is my castle, this is where I'm staying, this is it.
You're gonna go Samson option, like
it's time to burn the ships. It's time to forget about. I'm not going to say forget about your bug out bags, but don't lean heavily on gear to get away. It's time perhaps for you to dig in, so to speak. If you have your feet firmly planted in the soil and this is where you're going to stake your claim, perhaps you have, Grit and Grace, a homestead. Maybe that's your last stand. This is what I have, and it's worth defending.
What else do you have?
I'm going to stay right here. Some folks, it's not. The home and the property and things don't really matter as much as being someplace where they can prosper better than their current location. So it's different for everybody, Livingston, man. It's important that I know that, but.
By burn the ships, you mean like, okay, so like
make your stand. You
are committed and...
Yeah, be committed. Be committed. Bad Blobber says, I'm bugging in. So Bad Blobber, burn the ships, bro. Burn the ships. I'm not saying don't ever have a way out, but I'm saying it's time to dig your heels in and stake your claim to what's yours and make it as self-sufficient as humanly possible. CJ, the preparing prepper, good to see you.
That's a great... Okay, I like what you're saying.
What
I'm picking up is like, okay, so if you're new here, maybe this might not ring for you yet. Mm-hmm. If you've been here a long time, you're already going to know what I'm going to say. Something outrageous that will get all of our monetization banned. But there's a lot of experimentation while you try to find your way and figure out how you're going to do stuff.
Absolutely.
And so many variables play out. How stable is your housing situation? How stable is your job situation? How stable is your financial situation? There's so much different about all of us that goes into this. But you have to fuck around and find out.
Absolutely.
What I believe, if I may paraphrase, is what Mike is advocating is enough fucking around and really start focusing on finding out how you're going to do this because,
Absolutely.
Well, it's Wednesday and we got 4 hours left to today.
It's true. It's true.
If you had 4 hours left, what would you do? You knew something was going to happen at the stroke of midnight. So, test your boundaries, get your stuff together, do your research, as Southern Tier Prepper always says, and find your own way, though. Like, in the same way
That's YouTube, Devil Dog. Nobody here is deleting your messages, I promise you.
This lifestyle is sort of an apprenticeship.
Oh yeah, through the whole entire thing, you're never a master, always a tradesman. You know what I mean, Livingston man. It's always a work in progress.
You're learning from learning from every aspect, trying to pick up other people's things.
Still learning. Old Mutt is still learning. He's mastered a lot of things, but even he's still learning, and he has no problem listening to somebody younger who has a bright idea that he may be able to help the youngster expand on a little bit further. So it's important for the older folks to mentor the youth. Some folks do well with the rough around the edges, and some folks need a little more coddling to come out of their shell. But it's important. It's important to teach, and it's important to also be a good student of those folks who are trying to offer you that information.
I see there's controversy. Somebody is censoring the comments, and in fact, it's me. I have a particular bias against Jade Creature. I censor him whenever possible, which is always.
Let's see.
You should see the stuff I don't let through. This guy's a menace to society.
There we go. That's a great one, CJ. My dad said the only day wasted is a day you're not learning something new. Fantastic.
And that doesn't mean actively like being taught something, but actually to whatever I'm going to say, sort of humble yourself and be like, at first you want to be frustrated.
Yeah.
Why didn't it work like this? It should be easier than this. But of course, like that's innovation, is when lazy people come together and decide that like this should be easier. But that's innovation.
They're the best.
But it's that look inside yourself and be like, okay, well, what did I do wrong here? And that is the thing that a lot of people
self-reflect. It's big.
Will actively reject. Like, of course, you were not me wrong. I don't think so. The rest of the world is. Of course.
Always.
But when you can, there's a little bit of spirituality to this prepper business, because imagining this scenario, the ultimate scenario of this prepping and survival thing is like that civilization has been destroyed and that there is nothing left.
For the most part, yeah. If
you can find humor in situations, if you can find morale-boosting activities in such a situation, you're going to be better off because so many people will panic. So many people will quite physically not know what to do. So many people will become, well, not people to you. And there's a lot to deal with psychologically when it comes to actually thinking about what all this is for.
Yeah.
If it happens. You're talking about there's going to be mental trauma.
That's going to be the big one.
It's easy for me to sit here and talk to all this cool shit with the electricity working and the internet and all this stuff, but I mean, it's fun to imagine, but you kind of put yourself above it when you imagine it. Not me.
Yeah, like, not so much in it.
Right, when actually you're just another Walking Dead to someone else.
It's true. It's true.
And I don't mean to say like stay up at night worrying about this.
No, but everybody's going to be caught up in their own thing. It's important for you to have your own plan and path and execute it.
Sometimes you got to go stand in front of your preps and just thug those thoughts out.
Yeah. Yeah, how long is this going to last us? How do you see it playing out? What can you supplement with? What happens if it's in the dead of winter? What happens if it's in the dead of summer? If it's during harvest season, you're probably going to be okay, right? Because you have a garden and stuff.
Now, having done something is experience, but having thought about something is a thing that you can then lean on to apply toward actually doing something.
Oh, yeah.
There are people out there who, so many of these fundamentals that like to us are boring and we don't even talk about, But to these folks, they will say things, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
This is what the world will, for every one of us, there is 1,000 or more of them.
People who didn't ever think about that.
Think of that.
Yeah.
Now, is it our job to spread this gospel?
Well, I've taken it upon myself to kind of do that.
You did.
But I mean, if maybe, maybe this whole talking on the internet thing isn't really for you. Maybe you're more of a personable person. Maybe you talk to face a lot better. I know I was a face-to-face person before Livingston Man started sticking the camera in my face all the time. And then I kind of got used to it, and here we are, 4 years later, still spreading the gospel of preparedness, Livingston Man.
I felt compelled because I saw your channel, and I was like, all right, he's another one of these guys in his closet.
Yeah, literally.
I was just like, what if I helped you I just wanted to help you make your channel more dynamic.
It's very much dynamic, that's for sure.
You know why we're different? You know what the main thing is? You see it, you're looking at it right now, because there's two of them.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike was a webcam girl, totally. Wait till you see these legs, Jay Creature. Yeah, most likes I got in a video was when I was splashing my feet in the water up in the mountains. It wasn't the mountains, it was my feet, they told me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys are sickos.
What do you guys think? I mean, again, it's easy for us, to war game all these scenarios in our head and this and that thing. Or worry about, YouTube guy said this, news station said this, whatever.
Don't worry.
But at the end of the day, how do you, I think that we should all, unless you're ultra rich in here, I assume at least one of you is just like Elon Musk, but under a different name, probably Johnny Preps.
Johnny Preps.
Eric N1RV makes a lot of sense too, but I met him and he ain't him.
It ain't him. Those were feet, Chief Dog.
The world is shaping up a little weird.
Yeah,
guys,
there's definitely some weird shit on the horizon. Weird weather. Weird things are going on. There's people still warring, man. I know. I know.
It's different now.
Everybody's got to hope that a Trump's going to quell all this stuff, but it's hope. Hope is a 4-letter word. You got to be careful with that word. Seemed
to be that the man stepped in, and I can't make any other comparison. I literally can't accept that.
Jay Creature. Can you pin that comment? We should have contests for the best HVPAS patch locations like crime scenes, crack dens, mountains, homeless encampments.
I've been through them all.
Kia Chris. Well, Jay Creature does take some awesome pictures of his Hudson Valley prepping and survival patches in some amazing locations. Mm-hmm. So I can't fault the guy, and I think that's a great idea.
Mike, I'm going to draw a parallel right now.
Do it.
So what we see, I'm going to be real with y'all, all right? And hate me if you want. I'm only going to tell you things that I'm going to attempt to keep my entire viewpoint here based in fact, things we can see, things that, and optics, of course. What we see is that the United States president.
It's awesome, Susan Mutzer.
Campaigned on the working class, going to bring back working class values, going to do all this, bring manufacturing home, going to do all this stuff.
Yeah, man.
Awesome, dope. Of course, we voted for that.
Google censorship.
But then what we see is, of course, big tech, all the big O.
Jumping on the wagon, bro.
The O word has been thrown about, oligarchy. All the big rich folks showing up.
Technocracy.
Now, when I look at the President of the United States' cabinet, I do not see myself represented in there at all. Sure, I'm white.
Right on, Rip.
Sure, I'm white, and that's about, I guess, where it ends. But what I saw is, campaigning off the working class values and stuff, and then I saw that really it's just a bunch of rich people showing up, kissing the ring, paying their fealty, if you will. Mm. But I digress. What we need to remind all of ourselves is that no matter what fucking race, religion, color, I hate even using that word, color, it's gross.
Creed.
We're all people, but this day and age there is indeed, I'm going to say it and you're going to hate me for it, Biden was right when he warned of his oligarchy is on the rise in America in his outgoing speech. It's, to me, struck the same note as Eisenhower warning of the military-industrial complex. America is going to be made great again, but I promise you that you might be surprised that that doesn't exactly include you.
Okay.
Keep doing what you're doing. Be prepared to live outside the system, because you can go online and you can thumbs up and love. I mean, of course, everybody loves Trump. He's that stone cold Steve Austin president asshole, but a lovable asshole. But at the same time, when you see you guys are so quick to embrace and question things, but why not
No, I think a lot of people.
Why not this? Do you find yourself represented in this new world order that has insisted on itself in 9 days?
It's been 9 days since he took office, right? So change rarely happens quickly. So I think we need to give some time to the administration to get their policies in order, get them through, and then watch the effects of these things. There's some big talk, and I'd like to see what comes of it.
I loaded that question because I wondered if people would extend the same hope and courtesy to the opposition parties at administration. I'd like to see things, will play out. Of course, these things take time. Of course, the president doesn't control the gas and egg prices, but if I may.
Foxy Joe, good to see you.
Were Joe Biden president, we would be mocking him with memes online about how he can't control the price of gas and eggs. This partisan bullshit.
Their policies do directly affect a lot of things, so they can indeed control the price of eggs and gas.
Yardbirds, I would gainsay Trump to his face. Who controls,
right on, Jay Creature.
Who controls the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, Donald? You or I?
Yeah, well.
And I'd grab his, I'd zip his fly up for him while looking him right in the eye.
Good to see you.
And that'd be the end of it. Trump only understands power, and when you show him power, he respects it. But all these people, like I said, showing up to kiss the ring and stuff like this.
Yeah, man.
It's a very interesting time we're in. I am not saying
the wagon riders are out in full force.
Let me clarify. I'm not out here.
I take things at face value, man.
I think Donald Trump is quite possibly the Antichrist. There we go. Said it. But until then, look inside yourself, and you know that statement I just made was not pure blasphemy. If you actually are being true with yourself, there are things that line up, along with every other controversial figure on the world stage. Everybody from Ronald Reagan to that dude from Germany and Kim Jong-un and all of them. Everybody been the Antichrist, but we live in very, very unprecedented, unreal times right now. And perhaps you're what's the word? Is it eschatologists? It's these end of the world folks, the millenarianism. It's people that think we're living in the end times, essentially. Perhaps are not wrong. Perhaps you're a scientific person. Perhaps you disregard religion. Perhaps you shouldn't. Perhaps religion is speaking of a history that repeats itself.
Interesting.
I went off on that. I apologize.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
Go ahead.
Grateful Preps NJ. Good to see you, sister. Thank you for stopping by tonight. Leah Feldman agrees with you about Trump potentially being the Antichrist. It could be, man. Who knows? Honestly, I am open. It's 2025. I am open. I am open to all freaking options here at this point. We are truly living in unprecedented times, and that is just not going to stop. Right, so it's going to be one thing after the other. Maybe one day he steps up to the podium and he says, "Livingston man, watch this," and he rips his face off and he goes, "Ack, ack, 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 ack," and it starts.
Told you.
It could be.
It'll be a Wednesday.
Who knows, man? Who knows?
I mean, when you get your apocalypse bingo, there are there are squares at play here that no human mind could have imagined.
Even if he is the Antichrist, it changes my trajectory, my path, and what I'm doing, absolutely fucking 0%, Livingston, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I am going to keep prepping freeze-dried food. I am going to keep doing the things that I know are going to help my family through rough times.
In 2025, my message is keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, keep your foot on the gas pedal. A lot of folks have, Trump got elected, and a lot of people are...
There's a complacency, right? Everything's going to be okay.
Donald Huth says the Antichrist will have 6 letters in their last name, Mike and the Livingston Man. Good to know. King's Kitty said, either way, things are going to change. Good or bad is yet to be seen. Amen to that.
My last name has 6 letters in it, Donald.
Uh-oh. Grit and Grace says, do what you can when you can. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I make an appeal to not only, which is, I don't know how many people are on Earth these days, but let's assume, I don't know, 9 billion people on Earth, right?
Something
Probably.
Something like that.
And then there's like 1,000 of them out of that's got all the money. When they call them the 1%, that's actually a gross underestimate.
No, it's the 0.1%.
Or even this absolute stranglehold on all things economical. It boils up and it does not trickle down. I hate the word trickle down, that phrase, because it implies getting pissed on, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Never liked that. I never ever liked that. I still don't. Whether there's religious forces at work here, where there's
Prepper 101, what's up, brother?
Been foretold. I'm just going to reiterate again: is just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man.
Grab your knowledge out here, do your research, as Southern Tier Prepper says, and stay the course. Hold the line.
Oh, Noodlehead says Nostradamus predicted the third
love isn't always on
Antichrist
time.
Wouldn't be a politician when elected president. Interesting.
And he was not.
Well, yeah, make me feel poor. Trickle it down. Yeah, it sucks. Chief Dog wants to know when Livingston Man is going on The View. That's a good one.
I would just sit there and like fucking mansplain.
Voodoo economics, says Savagely. I'm telling you, man. There's some black magic at work. That's for sure.
If y'all start hitting that money button, I will do everything I can to get on The View. I will body slam Whoopi Goldberg. Like, remember when Hulk Hogan took out Andre the Giant? He just was blah. I mean,
true.
They were on their feet.
That's it. Rob B says P. Diddy with the trickle down.
That was our
giant sucking sound, says Kane Course. That's tough. When Livingston Man goes to The View, I will buy tickets to be there. Right on, Paul Conroy.
I'll cage match Joy Behar, bro. I'll throw her off the top of that shit. Talk about owning the libs. I was
with the steel chair.
I was born in the fire of the 2016 meme wars, bro. You guys don't know who you're talking to. You think I'm some leftist. You just don't understand my ability to camouflage myself amongst y'all.
Foxy Joe says, "Come on, that Farrah chick is smoking." I don't even know who's on it anymore, to be honest with you.
Listen, I watch all kinds of Andrew Tate videos, so I'm basically gay and I hate women.
You watch Andrew Tate videos?
Can we get one in the chat? Fuck Andrew Tate. Can you ever see this asshole? This guy's retarded. He sits there he was wearing like this bikini, like banana hammock, chilling in a chair, talking about he's based. And it was like, no, you're gay, dude.
Jay Creature says, Mike, say it with us.
His mother, his mom was so mean to him, must have been.
I think it's Kane Corso. Kane Corso. I would pay to see Livingston Man and Joy Bear. For real. Vision Preparedness. Good to see you, brother.
Kanye Corso. Kanye be saying some fucking interesting things. That's what the other thing they do is they distract you. It's like, oh, look what celebrity person said, and you're like, oh, it's just an NPC, bro. Like, in the simulation, Kanye's not real. You ever seen him? No. They're just like, distract you. They're like, while we do all this weird, like, apocalypse shit in the background, look.
Says, nope, no cane.
Taylor Swift did thing, bro. You got to watch out for that. That's the old bait and switch.
It's
the Kansas City Shuffle.
Cane Corso.
You look left, they go right. What are you guys doing?
A cane
Is this
Corso.
some like dog whistle or something?
No. It's the correct pronunciation of cane Corso. It's not a cane Corso. It's a cane Corso. I think I'm saying that.
Why don't you just spell it like that?
Well, because English, bro, English, and my metric system happens.
English is the best language on the planet.
Because the Livingston man speaks it.
We have like 65 ways to say the same
thing. My mother-in-law, who doesn't like me, is being deported. Wow, good. XMIC. He says hallelujah.
That's a win, right?
I suppose. Italian Mastiff. Right on.
They're deporting people out here.
Oh, man. I heard last night I got a message that they were having ICE raids in the city of Hudson, which is like right up the road, which happens to actually be a sanctuary city despite its tiny size. How do you become a sanctuary city when you don't have enough room for the people who live there already, Livingston man? That is my question for you. How does one do that?
See, reason I am called Livingston, man, is because like I was born in Catskill, raised in Hudson, and found myself in Livingston. I've known all three of them. Catskill the least. I was only born there because at the time the hospital in Hudson's maternity ward was shut down.
Oh,
I'm even making this up. So I don't remember much about that except that legend has it my father commandeered a snowplow to get us to. I was born in a snowstorm, which is why I have all this body hair.
Southern Tier Prepper says, any word on the nuke drills? So, mum is the word on the nuclear drills. Very little has been seen. There was some traffic jams the other morning. I did see some equipment coming through some places, and but that is it. That is absolutely it. There is nothing further on these. Mum is the word. They said that there would be no media, no talk of what they were doing because it was of the utmost secrecy. Yeah.
Because, I would prefer that they don't tell me what to do. I just would prefer that, like, when the nukes go off, that I just can run around like a chicken with my head
Livingston,
cut off.
our vision preparedness says, pronounce African Bourbel. African Bourbel. African Bourbel.
I can't even read, so whatever that says.
You can't read? I thought you were assembled. Eric M1RV, good to see you, brother.
I digress. So I grew up on the mean streets of Hudson in the 80s, bro.
Oh.
And the early 90s.
Okay.
And it was a different place. That interestingly enough, I miss. It was subject to, for its population, Hudson's considered a city for whatever reason.
Right.
But it was classified as urban decay. Like there was once industry, there was once a thriving economy. But
so
now
Livingston,
man,
there was a time not that long ago that they would pay you to take a house as long as you promised to fix it.
A little tiny Detroit. Like there was an industry here that had dried up and turned to shit, and then there was nothing left but more or less like low income inner city conditions. Mm-hmm. I grew up on them streets. We would steal a Nerf football from JJ Newberry's, and then we would literally run the streets, throwing this football around and get into, average childhood mischief, crack vials in the
Micro
streets.
city, says Jay Creature. That's cool.
All of a sudden, I moved out of Hudson, and it became this liberal thing. Like somebody came to town and they said we're going to revitalize everything. So okay, cool. But then what ended up happening is they're turning turn of the century buildings into like these
right on Foxy Joe.
These non-issues, like, oh, there's $2.1 million a month for a fucking townhouse on Warren Street, and it's like, and they destroyed the historical character of everything. They made modern renovations. They
modernized it.
Hudson is a liberal cesspool. There are some people in the local government who have good ideas, and the rest of them are batshit insane, who don't even live here and just use it as a mailing address so they don't have to pay New York City taxes.
Yeah. Well, they like it because they get to ride the fancy train all the way up the tracks to Hudson, because Amtrak runs from New York City to Hudson, so they can take the fancy Amtrak trains. They don't have to get on that low-class Metro North cheap shit.
They've gentrification is a real thing, and they continuously assault low-income housing in the city of Hudson. Of course,
yeah. It's all been pushed down to the river. You really can't get much further.
But now they want that. You said it, riverfront property. And so all of a sudden there's all these urban planning plans and events. So what they intend to do, and what I promise you they will, is they will demolish the low-income housing, but then they won't put it back. It's called gentrification. It's real. I've been watching it happen at that shithole just up the street there. Why I live in Livingston, and why I intend to be the last holdout when this parasitism.
It's coming, man. It's
when
coming.
It moves on and it feeds off all it can get here, and turns it back to that dystopian, nostalgic childhood that I remember. And then they move off. They go ahead to. Yeah,
they're like locusts.
They'll go to Saratoga or Lake George or
Jay
something.
Creature says, everyone to Copake. It's true, man. It's true.
Shh, don't tell nobody.
You know what they don't like? They don't like being far away from each other. They want these little close-knit towns like Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck used to be a very Republican place, and they got into Rhinebeck, which and they changed everything. Used to be a beautiful old tobacco store on the corner, cigar shop, and it's gone now because can't have people who smoke hanging out here in the center of the village of Rhinebeck.
Safe injection sites, but please, no smoking.
Don't be selling cigars.
No smoking.
Sucks.
Rob B, actually, civil defense bomb shelters in Hudson, there's a bunch of them, especially underneath all the old schools, and there's a bunch of those too.
Yeah.
St. Mary's Academy has one.
Well, they're all decommissioned. There's probably no more blast doors or anything like that, and definitely no supplies.
The old John L. Edwards School, the Fireman's Home. They're actually, Hudson has those dotted all over the place, but they're not particularly marked as such, and they're probably not used as such. I remember being a student at John L. Edwards Elementary School, where the fallout shelters were just stacked. They were storage. If there was an actual event, we wouldn't have been okay because the desks were occupying the space we were supposed to.
Yeah, so I think beyond that, they've been decommissioned for so long by now. I'm sure most of those things have been core drilled through to run new pipes and things like that.
Any supplies they had are
they're
not
compromised. They're compromised is what they are. Stain says, I almost bought a home in Rhinebeck. The commute would have killed me. It's tough, man. It's in the middle of nowhere. Dana Let's Prep says that's wedding. Yeah, Rhinebeck. Rhinebeck was pretty famous for Chelsea Clinton's wedding.
At the Beekman Arms.
At the Beekman Arms in the center of the village of Rhinebeck. The Astor home. There's a lot of old money in Rhinebeck. Astor was one of the guys who died on the Titanic, if you don't know about that. One of the ones who fought the new system that we're in today, Livingston, man.
Oh, you're gonna bring up this
the
Federal
Titanic
Reserve thing.
Yeah.
Take out the
Jekyll
Astors.
Island. He was against him, so everybody who was against him, kind of all the bigwigs, they died on that boat. Crazy.
Hubris.
Susan Munzer says Rhinebeck has a very cool yarn show going this fall. Hopefully, they also have a very cool outdoor show that they do at the fairgrounds in Rhinebeck. Livingston Man and I ventured out to that. I think it was. Was it last year?
They're these dogs.
Oh, the dock dogs, man. The dock dogs are so awesome.
They're duck hunting dogs.
Well, they call them the dock dogs. They just, oh man, they can launch.
They'd leap off that. Well, the one dog that really didn't want to do it. She got stage fright. She was curious.
Yeah.
But some of the other ones, like, poof.
Oh man, they fly.
They love that water.
Jay Creature. So I used to play softball at the church field right next to the Rhinebeck Aerodrome. And the guys would practice their bombing runs with rolls of toilet paper, right, for the shows that they do. And he would fly over the softball field, and he would drop rolls of toilet paper on us while we were playing. He was always messing with us, so really cool. Dana Let's Prep says, looked at real estate in Livingston a while back. Buku bucks, not much availability. Hold on to yours. Amen to that. They're not making any more dirt, folks. So if you can pick up land anywhere, do it. Do it. They don't make any more dirt.
Well, you know who's going to buy it?
The city folks.
Developers.
Yes.
You want a Dollar General in your backyard? Because I guarantee this will happen.
They'll do it. They'll do it. They put one in Germantown of all places.
People,
it really didn't need a Dollar General.
And then people were like, it creates jobs. I was like, fucking for who? 2 people?
King's Kittle says, Hudson Valley, how do you know Greg? Greg used to live not very far from me, and we became friends through YouTube, and he realized that I was right down the road, and he's a big part of why I actually have a YouTube channel. Greg was a huge encouragement. Greg and Angry Prepper both really pushed me to start the YouTube channel. They were like, you should do it, dude. You should do it. You do all this stuff. Just take a camera with you and video it. You know, you're already doing it. Just put it out there. So Greg's a great guy. He's friend first and fellow YouTuber second. So
Jay Creature actually met my wife, Mrs. Livingston, at Ferncliff Forest.
Oh, yeah?
True story.
No kidding. Wow.
Me and the boys was going camping, and like she was hanging out with some folks, and they were like, "Oh, we'll come chill with you guys." And yeah, 22 years later,
Womp, womp,
take a chance.
There it is. There it is. King's Kittle says that is cool. Thank you, man. Yeah, Greg's a great dude. I really, really like him. Great person, and good peoples.
He means well.
Absolutely. How about Millbrook, says Rob B. Millbrook, some old money out in Millbrook, huh, Livingston, man? Holy cow. That's Timothy Leary land, bro.
Yeah, and you find out that, like...
There's hallucinogenics in the water.
The gas station, the grocery store, like, everybody's got the funeral home, like, it's all named the same shit.
The Trottas.
Like Pine Plains, the Pecks. Like,
yeah, they got everything there. I don't want to
name it Peck Plains.
Yeah.
But...
King says, I'm a mod on Greg's channel. Right on, brother. I've seen you there. I've seen you there.
I'm the troll you guys delete all the fucking time.
Right on, Vision. Thank you, sir.
Can I just say that you mods on the NY Preppers channel are a little authoritarian?
Well, I tell you what, Greg runs a tight ship, and with as many subscribers as he has, the trolls come out of the woodwork, bro. Oh, my God.
What do they say?
Well, they just come in and they're just heavy-handed, talking trash, spamming with emojis so long that you can't even get in the chat. And, you know, when there's 5,500 people in a live stream in the live chat.
So he's like the target of like
5,500 people.
Coordinated cyber attack.
Yeah. King says we call them pudwhackers. Yeah. It's rough, man.
We call them idiots. We call them...
Dana Let's Prep says, getting some crime reported over from Millbrook. No kidding. That's wild. That's not a place you'd typically think you'd see that.
What? Well, you get some DWIs out there, like...
Oh, well. When you're close to the trooper barracks, there's always just a little bit more crime there.
Come to find out, it's like if you're closer to the cops, there's more shit for them to find you doing wrong.
Well, it's just easier for them when they're closer to home, you know? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, just one more stop tonight before I pull back into the barracks.
I promise you, I feel like the last thing that would occur to me is to call the cops. Oh, yeah.
Kings, I am often in NY Preppers live streams. I typically don't always comment over there because the chat goes so fast. I can't keep up with saying hello to everybody. So most of the time, I just sit in the cut and make sure you guys got some backup over there. Jay Creature says, Millbrook has lots of private security gigs that pay stupid money, $50 an hour to sit on grounds. Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of big wigs, man. A lot of the Hollywood elite, a lot of the executives country and things like that, man. There's a lot of big money houses hidden up in the hills up here in the Hudson Valley.
I encourage you to do your research on the origins of the Hudson Valley. You'll find that these sort of affluent communities and you drive through a town and it seems to be like one giant farm, and that's actually because it goes all the way back to the history of the Hudson Valley when these land patents and grants were given by kings and stuff in the 16 and 1700s, and it's only been broken apart or not.
Yeah, still all the same.
And when you look at it in that regard, you realize that we're not too far off from the way things used to be, and fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you think about it, we're on our way back to that system. I think that, well, this entire thing we do is about preparing for societal collapse. And if societal collapse occurs, then we're going to end up with a sort of... If America was a third world country, we'd call them warlords. But because it's America, we're going to call them landlords. See what I did there?
Oh, snap.
And it'll turn back into something like the manor system. Go to Wikipedia, look it up, manor system.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Feudalism, essentially.
Yeah.
Where you will not exactly pay rent in cash and have to have a job, but instead you will labor.
It's one of those ass, gas, or grass nobody rides for free.
You'll labor in... service to a greater good, like the chunk of property you work on, the settlement that you reside at, in exchange for the right to live there and the right to a portion of what you produce. And then here's where the conservatives barge in and kick the door off and call it communism. But isn't that what it is?
Sure.
Community. What do we have right here? What is
Google
this?
censorship says the American way.
What is all these people in this chat? But
Community.
Right. And what is the act? What is the community?
Communism.
Commune. So you have communed together. You have communed together. And so
but I just don't. I'm not down with the ism, bro.
Different.
I don't ism.
We should be more social. We should have a social.
No ism. No isms. We just don't ism, bro. As long as we don't ism.
Survivalism?
No, just survival.
As soon as there's an ism,
isms.
as soon as there's an ism, it gets this thing on it, right?
Yeah, stigma. Stigma comes with the ism. Yeah, don't be down with the ism, Livingston, man.
What about the autism?
I won't be down with that either.
Shouldn't be down with it?
No.
Should reject it actively.
Actively reject it. Actively reject it.
I feel you, dog.
Yeah. Watchman says, hopefully you don't end up in the cannibal camp. I appreciate it.
I ate 3 men and I'd do it again.
he can't wait for the cannibal camp. He's that's his kind.
Remember we were talking about experience, having done something before. Be a lot easier for me than it is for you, and that's okay. You only have to do this once. I've done it 4 times.
Good golly.
You're being eaten. I'm the one eating. I think I'm the actual victim here. Have you seen your diet?
It doesn't say victim. It says father figure right underneath your name. Tank Houston, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man.
And you know why I'm a good father figure? Because I don't care. The mistake that people make, and I'm going to level with you, so-called parents right now, the mistake you make is justifying yourself to a fucking incontinent 3-year-old. Yeah, think about it. First, you're like, yeah, okay. Why? How the fuck is it you gonna stand there, the adult of the house? You paying the bills? You want Christmas presents? I'm gonna put fucking ribbons on the fucking light switches and thermostat. Merry fucking Christmas, you degenerate fucking bums. Okay, because until the day I receive proper respect for the bacon that I be bringing home, I will not stand here and justify to a 4-year-old why they will not eat Pop-Tarts and sugar frosted crack bombs for dinner. You know why? You want to know why? Because I fucking said so. Cite sources. Oh, okay, I got 3 of them. I know it. You know it, and everybody knows it. Now get your punk ass to bed hungry now, because if that's the bullshit you want to eat for dinner, it's not happening, and call the police.
Let her rip, Tater Chip.
And the problem with the world is going to be that nobody want to talk to their kids like that, like the pets that they should be treated like. Once your child reaches about the age of 10 is when you should start treating them like a person. Until then, they are a kitten or perhaps a puppy, a small creature that you need to, you gotta, train it right. I don't know how else to put this. And the reason these fucking proverbial kids these days are the way they are, pull your pants up, cut your hair, your music sucks, is your fault. Your parents raised you just right, didn't they? You're perfectly fine, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm good. But somehow, paradoxically, we say, I'm not going to raise my children the way I was raised. And there's your fucking problem. I'm going to leave you with that.
Trout Slayer, good to see you, my brother. Yeah, everything except the pets part. I'm with you.
People be like, life begins at conception. I'm like, life begins at 10 years old. Until then, it's a fucking idiot that I need to beat into shape, or else it's going to act the fool.
Yeah, while I know that you're not wrong, and I know you're metaphorically referring to them, it just got me. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But when you put it that way, it just got me, bro. That's all. It just got me. Southern Tier Prepper says, Livingston, Mr. Rogers.
I want patient people. Kids, my baby, 26 months. I'm like, yeah, what's its name? What sound should I make to get its attention? People put too much into kids. You should not feel sorry for my cats. They're the most spoiled creatures on the planet. I love them.
Yeah, and get off my lawn on Prepping Mantis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us on this We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Appreciate you guys being here. Smash that like button if you're enjoying yourself. And if you're new here, consider hitting the subscribe button. Plenty more coming from Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival here in the near future. We appreciate y'all. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival.
I gotta go, Child Protective Services at the door.
We're out of here.